What's up, my dudes? We got No Man's Sky Origins. Okay, so I think this is a really important video for me to come in here and make because when you have an update like this one that is all based around the variation procedural generation of the game, I feel like a lot of these different new features to this update can be sort of lost in the abyss. You're not really going to see a lot of these different things unless you go to, 50, 100, 200 new planets in the game. A lot of these things you might not even know have been put into the game, right? It's not things you're going to see like right away as soon as you get in the new update. So I think it's really important for me to go over all this stuff. So let's just start here on their actual, their main Origins spot on their website, okay? So right here it says new planets. Existing solar systems have birthed new planets, creating millions of untouched new worlds to explore. You can obviously see a lot more different combinations of, different kind of plant life and stuff like that here in the pictures. It says binary and ternary, I don't even know exactly how to say that, stars. Some rare systems are now home to multiple stars, creating stunning new patterns in the sky. I'm always happy about new things to look at in this game, right? I really am, actually. It feels like kind of brings the whole game to life a little bit more. Okay, so then we get to dramatic landscapes. These new worlds have vast, sweeping terrain. Their mountains and vistas are on a colossal new scale, giving shape to more dramatic, awe-inspiring scenery than ever before. Whilst flora, fauna, and atmospheric conditions have changed throughout the universe, existing worlds will retain their old character, allowing player bases to remain undisturbed. But either way, let's keep scrolling. There's that crazy-ass, tunneling, gigantic creature that they have. Okay, so now we get to user interface refresh. Interface and menus have been totally overhauled with new colors and styles for a fresh new aesthetic. This is always good because makes you feel like you're actually in a new update of the game and not just like very, very slight improvements to the game. So that's cool. They have made some improvements to sort of the backdrop to the discoveries page. That looks really good. I like the look of all that stuff. They have seemed to have upgraded the look of the scanner and some of these other little things. So always good to see these little UI improvements, right? So now here we get to the richer diversity. This is really where the planetary variation is coming from, right? New life has been breathed into every planet in the universe. A huge range of never-before-seen planetary flora and curiosities have been poured into the galaxy. Countless strange new combinations are out there awaiting discovery. So now you're going to get a lot crazier, different kind of plant life. It's not going to be nowhere near as repetitive, running into the same... You know how repetitive that was all these years. It's like once you went to like, 50 planets in the game, you'd pretty much seen every single different kind of plant model, creature model, basically everything. So now they're actually trying to combat that a little bit to make the exploration more like an actual experience in the game. So that's cool. You can see some of the different variables here. Kind of got like a burnt tree vibe thing going on there. Seems like they're getting a lot more alien kind of plant life that can be on the planets, which is really cool. Alien fauna. Discover strange new species of fauna. This alien wildlife can be encountered roaming the terrain, rolling along it, or even burrowing through it, and all may be harvested for edible produce. So now we have like a whole different category of fauna, which is really cool because I've been wanting to see like more, a lot of the creatures in the game don't necessarily look all that alien. They look kind of, more Earth-like type creatures. So now they're really expanding that and getting into some super weird looking alien shit that you ain't never even imagined before, right? So that's really awesome for the variation of the game, getting a whole different class of creatures in the game. I love that. So now we move on to cloud and weather variety. So this says cloud rendering quality has been significantly improved and the range of cloud cover has been expanded, creating more variety between clear skies and overcast planets. Okay. That's kind of cool. So that's sort of the range of it right there. So you can have like an overcast planet or a totally clear planet, whereas before pretty much every planet would have been like one or the other. So maybe you can have like combination, maybe it's dynamic, I'm not really sure, but they're definitely making some improvements to that aspect of it. Cloud coverage and color now varies over time, and the clouds seen from space now match the current atmosphere condition of the planet below. So they are definitely starting to improve on that whole cloud stuff that they added with the next update. I'm pretty sure is where they added that in. You can see how cool that looks on the atmosphere. They've been needing to do a lot of stuff to the atmospheres of this game to, you know, make it a little more believable, make it a little more real feeling. So that's all really good stuff. Marshes. A number of fertile worlds have formed swamps and marshes thick with mist and luminous fungal growths. Awesome. Yes, this is just another one of those biomes I would have thought we would have had from day one, right? Increased color variety. The palette of colors for planetary generation has increased, creating more possible variations than ever before. So now you're getting a lot more drastically different colorations on the grass and the terrain and stuff like that. So, and that just adds to that variation, you know, that thing that, you know, makes the game fun to go back and play over and over and over, and makes going to more and more planets more fun over and over and over. It's great. So not only have they improved on the variation, okay, but there's a couple other pretty big features here that I really love and I've been asking for forever. So it says improved teleporters. The teleporter interface has been improved. The UI is now consistent with the space anomaly teleporter and now offers more information available about the target planet or systems prior to warp. So that's cool right there. Photo mode has been revamped with new filters, increased control over clouds, fog, vignette, depth field, all that crap. Okay. So this is one of the really cool new things right here. Colossal archive buildings. I've been wanting this kind of thing forever. Enormous buildings has risen on planetary horizons, creating new hubs of alien life. These huge vaults are repositories of data, treasure, and directions to long-forgotten ruins. This is awesome. I mean, when you're landing down on these alien worlds, of course you want to go in some massive, you know, alien construction on the planet and go, you know, something that's actually big enough to kind of explore and discover instead of one of the just like smaller buildings in the game and outposts. It's a lot more fun to go to something that feels more like a big building on the planet. Infestations. A number of planets have become infested with anomalous life forms and vegetative growths. Take extreme caution while exploring such planets. That's cool. Infested planets, that's really cool. I like that idea. Getting real alien with it, right? Kind of like alien infestations on planets taking over. Just depends on how varied all that stuff is, you know. Then we get down to new lighting conditions. A range of new atmospheric illuminations have been broadened, generating more unique combinations of lighting conditions on planets. Cool. So you guys remember when they added that whole where you could fly down to like black and white planets, all these different visual effect planets? Seems like they've expanded that quite a bit more to create more crazy cool designs with that. So that's always good. Anomalous buildings. Abandoned and ancient settlements can be discovered on dead or anomalous planets, increasing the range of planets available for missions and exploration. Looks like we got some more structure building type things going on, so that's cool. Volcanoes, oh my God. Thank God. Here we go, guys. So they added swamp biomes. Now they're adding volcanoes. This is all the stuff I have literally been saying for 4 years now. This is just what you would have expected to be in the game from the beginning. It's a 16 quintillion planet game. A universe in a game. You would imagine there would be volcanoes on that. You would imagine there would be rivers on that. And planets entirely made of water. And megalodon-sized underwater creatures. And this, that, and another. You would imagine it. So, finally, we're getting the volcanoes. Tectonic disruptions has simulated the molten cores of some planet, giving rise to active volcanic mountains. Hell yeah. That's awesome. And I want it to be where it's not just volcanoes like this on a certain like burnt tree sort of biome on the entire planet. That's okay if some of the planets are like that, but you also want to allow these sort of volcanoes on some of the tropical planets. So then you get a cool, like, you know, Hawaii volcano on a tropical planet. You don't want to get too restrictive with your different biome designs, you know, like you want to be able to combine all your different biomes together to be able to create really cool shit like that. And then we get the firestorms, so that's cool. Storms on extreme temperature worlds now sometimes ignite fires on the planet's surface. Hell yeah. So I guess if you run into that, you get damaged and shit. That's really cool. This kind of goes into all these different elements on these planets, right? I would love to see planets with like different ice spots on the planet. This would drastically improve the variation of the snow planets. They're some of the most basic repetitive planets in the entire game. It would be so cool to have ice patches on some of those planets, or potentially even a planet that is entirely covered with ice. And if you walk on that, you kind of slide, or if you like drive a vehicle on it, you slide. You know, it can kind of change things like that. Or maybe it's colder on the ice than it is off of the ice. Like, there's a lot of cool shit they could do with that. It's kind of the same way with this fire effect here on the hot planets, right? Meteors. Ah, yeah. Hell yeah. This is badass, Hello Games. This is the kind of stuff we wanted from the very beginning. Cool little shit like this. Meteoroids can be observed crashing through the atmosphere of planets. Witness brilliant meteor showers or lone shooting stars streaking across the sky, but be careful not to get too close so they can actually land on you, potentially kill you. That's really cool. Just another one of those cool things. Makes the whole world not feel so repetitive and bland and basic. Makes it feel a little bit more alive. Very cool. Here's another thing I've been saying forever. Gravitational pull, dog. Gravity on the planets, right? Low gravity on the planets. I've been giving this idea to Hello Games for 4 years now. Why don't we have some planets that have lower gravity? Well, here it basically is. Gravitational anomalies. Anomalous planets can exhibit sudden gravitational shifts, allowing dramatic flights through a low gravity environment. So it seems as if it's not like across the entire planet. It's kind of just in certain areas on certain planets dynamically. So it'd be cool if this got expanded to the point where it really was some planets were just low gravity the whole time you were on the planet. That'd be kind of cool. You know, varying gravity levels within different planets. Powerful tornadoes now spiral across the planet during the strongest storms, scooping up any unfortunate fauna or explorers who cross their path. Look at that shit, dude. Yes. This is just another one of those things that just adds to that overall experience. That overall exploration experience of the game. This is so cool. You would hope these could be like out in the water and create kind of tsunamis and shit. That would be sick. I don't really know. Lightning. Okay, here's just another one of those things. Storms now split the sky with powerful bolts of lightning. Enjoy this spectacle, but avoid getting struck. So all these little things they've added seem to have a like danger element to them too, and a physical danger. You know, the fires can probably burn you. This can shock you. The meteors can probably hurt you. The tornadoes can probably pick you up and blow you away. So that's cool that it's not just a visual thing. It's actually affecting the gameplay. So that's pretty sick. Planetary NPC encounters. Finally, it seems like we've been going back and forth on this. They've kind of added it a little bit in some kind of ways, but not fully. So finally, black market traders piloting their ships across the planet will now sometimes land on the planetary surface. Explorers can approach these dealers to browse their selection of contraband technology upgrades. So I almost think this is like you just walk up to their ship, like they don't even get out of it, which is probably a little unfortunate, but, you know, they kind of just land their ship down, you walk up to their ship and, well, yeah, it did look like somebody got out of that, didn't it? Maybe they get out. I wonder if you can just, like, find a, you know, an NPC alien just walking around the planet, like not even close to their ship. I don't know if you can do that or not, but the space station scrap dealer will now exchange Pugnium for their own selection of black market goods. Discovery menu improvements. Yes, this is always good. Oh my god, we've made strides. from the way this discoveries page was on day one. Holy shit. This thing was terrible on day one. It was terrible for a long time. But finally, it's starting to get some of the well-deserved love. The discoveries page now offers tools to filter, sort, and hide visited systems. That's cool. Other improvements include more detailed information to help locate planetary creatures and more easily accessible information about your planetary bases. Insect life. Discover giant beetles scuttling across planets and buzzing through the skies, as well as huge soft-winged butterflies fluttering to land on flora and terrain. This sounds a lot like pre-made. Specifically says giant beetles and soft-winged butterflies. I just wonder how varied that really is, right? I hope it's a lot more varied than a lot of the other creature designs in the game that you see hundreds of times in the game, hopefully. It looks like there's some variations, but not a crazy amount, so we'll see sort of what that turns into. Wild robots. Rare uncharted planets are now home to synthetic creatures wandering wild across terrain on metallic legs. Hell yeah. We've been needing these synthetic creatures forever. You know, more robotic creatures in the game. Not necessarily Sentinel type shit, but, you know, just wild creatures that aren't like natural. You know, they're like alien constructed type creatures or some shit. That would be so cool. And this is how you expand the game. You know, you create more types of creature, you know, types in the game. That's what makes it so much more fun. So then we have improved creature behaviors. In addition to the new burrowing, rolling, and flying creatures, flocking behaviors for all fauna have been improved. Herd sizes have been increased, and flying creatures can now be seen much closer to the ground. So these are all massive improvements I've been trying to talk about with the creatures forever. They just didn't act in a natural way when the game first came out. It was like the fish weren't really getting in proper schools where it looked like what fish would be like. You know, you can see it here in this footage. It looks a lot more realistic, brings the underwater life together more. So I'm really excited about all that. That's how you create variation. You got to create more animations and creature types in their movements before you can make a lot more different kind of procedurally generated creatures. That's kind of, you got to do that before you can make more variation to the creature designs, you know? So it all kind of comes with that. But sandworms. This is the crazy ass thing you saw in the trailer. Devastatingly huge worm creatures now lurk beneath the planet's surface. Tread carefully. So I don't know if this thing like tries to hunt you down. If it pops up directly under you, it just automatically kills you. I don't know if this is like a boss fight. I don't even know. But my biggest hope for this is I hope this is not the only quote-unquote huge creature that can be in the game now. I hope there's other types of things like this, you know? I want to see like megalodon-sized creatures of the same sort of size as this doing that thing, but like out of the water, out of an ocean, or something like that, flying around, something that size, going around in space that can swallow your whole ship. You're like, yeah, this is really cool, and this is a cool step in the right direction, but they have got to expand on this. They cannot stop here with just this, right? So either way, that's about it for this No Man's Sky Origins update. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just want to check out some of these different features. All amazing things that the game desperately needed. Just literally every single thing in this update, I feel like personally the game desperately needed. Again, I really hope they continue down this road of updating the game like this. You know, I want to see a Origins 2, Origins 3, Origins 4, just continuing to add more and more biomes, more and more different possibilities, more and more different things like rivers, waterfalls, ice, you know, megalodon sharks, humongous other kind of space creatures and shit. You know, I just hope they continue down this road of more kind of cool, different kind of biome combinations and cool shit like that. So either way, we'll just have to wait and see, but appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.